It's already videotaping, so are you ready? Because I can cut all this out. Okay, you ready? Smile real big for the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? I'm Billy Carrington, and today this is the Billy Carrington Show, and we're live at the George Coon Library. And today I have Sherry McGregor, and Sherry, you're a writer. I'm sorry, you're a novelist. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. Sherry's a novelist. Sherry, I'm glad you're here. I've been wanting to get you on the Billy Carrington Show for some time, and when she first started her first book, and now she has a second book out on the market. And today, I'm excited. I'm out of breath. I'm so excited. As you can tell, we have this poster board here with her stuff on it. And also, she'll tell you how you can get her books. And Sherry, what inspired you to become a writer? Like I say, I'm sorry, novelist. Go ahead.
Many years ago, when I was in the 5th grade, a teacher that was not really my favorite teacher stepped into the classroom and said, "We're going to have a writing contest." Never had thought about writing. Well, this might not be too bad.
Well, now, let me stop you right there. Would this be the beginning of what would become the novelist that's sitting beside me today?
It would, because when I started writing, I found out that I had a love that I had never met before. And as you can tell, it has never left.
Hey, that's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you think it's pretty awesome? Hey, Sherry, only at the very beginning when you started the writing and you said that this is where the passion builds, or starts the passion for writing, what is some of the stuff that you wrote at the very beginning?
At the very beginning, there was assorted different things that I wrote. I've even wrote poetry at times. And I used to love to write poetry, but when it comes right down to it, it has always been and always will be my favorite thing to do is to write a novel.
That's so exciting. I tell you, I've known Sherry for some time, and to watch how this first book, and let's talk about your first book. Can you hand that to me or hold it up here? I want to show everybody. And this is her first book. Can you give me the name of your first book here?
A New Dawn, An Old Enemy.
Now this is on the market for sale now, correct?
That's correct.
And how can they get to purchase your book?
If they are here in town, they are for sale at the Joshua Tree and down at the Cat's Tail.
Okay.
Cat's Tail.
Well, for more information, is there a website that you have that they can go to?
I have a website, and it is SherryJMcGregor-novelist.com.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, I will make sure somewhere through here I can put in her website so where you can contact Sherry about her new book. What I want to know is, I want to go into a little bit about the book and what inspired you to write the book and how it came about.
The inspiration for this book was a few different things. I actually had started writing it and then didn't get to come back to it for a lot of years. When I did come back to it, there had been a lot of talk about different things the government was doing, and people thought that it was going to cause us to have major devastation or the end of the world type things. When I listen to it, I have the way of thinking that when it comes, it comes.
And we're talking about the end, right?
Right.
Yes.
And so I don't think I should worry about it, where other people are. Some of the things we see may be frightening.
Well, can I
But
stop you
more.
there? I don't mean to interrupt, but now when you say some people they're more frightened by it than others, and how now does that have a lot to do with your faith in God?
Probably so.
Okay.
Because when we get to walk with Christ, things like that, if we get our eyes off of him, it will bother us, but as long as our eyes are on him, then we can walk and know that no matter what happens, he will be there. And
Amen.
so when the end times come, then I know that Christ comes and it will be all right because I'm walking with him. I have this way of thinking that when I fall on a rock, and the rock is the cornerstone.
Oh.
So I will be okay.
And the cornerstone being Jesus Christ.
Christ, yes. So listening to these people, different things spawned, and it just felt like I was moved. I kept talking to God about the different things I was hearing, and it just felt like I was moved to be part of this book. But the way it leads is it shows, even though there may be the most awful evil around us, faith and your walk with Christ is what gets you through. And even when you don't get through it on earth, you're still getting through it. Because if you don't get through it here, when you open your eyes, you're with him.
Amen. So a little bit about the characters. I don't want you to go really into details. I want you guys to read the book and get her book and purchase it. And like I say, all the proceeds will go to helping her because you're going to write more books. But tell us a little bit about your characters in your book.
Brother Mark is a person who is so strong in faith. Like you would believe God would send for when something like that would happen. But Robin Marie, who is his sister-in-law, has even stronger faith. And when he starts to falter, she is who he turns to. Now they have a child later, which happens, her husband dies, so they get together.
So she becomes a widower, and then and Brother Mark. Now, is Brother Mark a pastor at this time?
He is a pastor.
Okay, but so some time passes after the death of her husband, and they come
Correct.
together. Okay.
Pretty good bit of time, and they go through a lot of trials.
Before the relationship.
Correct. And actually, the child is from her first husband, his brother, but
His
he takes
brother.
it as his own child. And this child is a child that is blessed by God to fight an evil that an angel tells them will come. The evil is wiped out of the world for right then, their world, but this evil will come back. And he is blessed by God to be the one that can defeat the evil.
Well, you know what? We all look for someone, a protector, and we know that we have Jesus Christ. But you know, even in everyday life, people look for heroes. I'm not really saying that he's the hero, but it sounds like he's the answer at that time. The character of the son that leads into probably the rest of the story.
Correct. And even in real life, God uses a lot of people to be a hero different times. And sometimes we don't even realize who it is that's being a hero because they are so behind the scenes. And other times it is very obvious.
Now, as the story continues, because like I say, I don't want to go all the way through the book because we have the other one to talk about too. Plus, we don't want to give away everything. You know, the part about reading anything at all is not knowing it or knowing how it ends, knowing a little bit, but what draws you to it is knowing those bits and pieces, which brings the excitement, you know, and then that excitement builds, and then you purchase the book and you read it, and then after you read it, and you go, wow, what a story. You know, I'm so glad I invested this, because I don't know if you guys are like I am, but if I read something and I sit down after I get done reading, it's like eating a good meal. I feel like I've been filled. And that's how when I read anything, that's how I go at it, as if it's a meal I'm eating. So, let's go move forward now. We know about the sun. Let's move forward to about midway through the first book. And tell me a little bit what's happening in the center now to kind of draw your clients in, your readers.
In the center, you will find where it is drawing close to the annihilation of the world that they know. And that is where actually a stand of faith takes place.
Okay, so kind of in the center of the book is where this builds up to. Well, this is so intriguing. I tell you, Sherry and I have spoken before about her books, and I get so excited about it every time that we talk. But I can see now how this is just going to be one of those books that people will continue to purchase and tell more people about. So as this builds up to that center part of the book and what you just said, let's move forward now to close to the end of it. And just kind of, and I want you to walk, we got to walk lightly here, because I don't really want them to know how it ends. Okay? And give me the name of the first book again.
A New Dawn, an Old Enemy.
A New Dawn and an Old Enemy. Remember that. Now we're just giving you bits and pieces of the book. So kind of like say, without giving us to finish or how it ends, kind of lead us up to that point, and then let's hang there and until we go purchase the book. Okay?
Once Gabriel, who is the child, grows up,
Gabriel. Okay.
the returning evil kills his wife and steals his child.
Oh.
At the end of the book, you will come to a part where you will have to wonder if he is going to cling to the cross as he always has, or will he let go to extract revenge as every man's heart would yearn for.
You know, I think that we all have been placed in a situation like that before. I know I have been in the past. Wow, Sherry, I'm big hand for that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Congratulations. And that's Sherry's first book. And give me the title again, loud and clear for everybody.
A New Dawn, an Old Enemy.
All right. Show them the book. There you go. Here, let me hold that up. Lacey, I'm going to walk this up here a little bit closer to you. And that's it right there. And that's Sherry McGregor, the novelist, Sherry McGregor's first book right there. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and move on to the second book. And I want you to kind of let me have it so I can show everybody. And the name of this one is An Angel of Mercy.
No angel.
No Angel of Mercy. I'm sorry. There it is right there. No
One
angel.
word makes a lot of difference.
Yes, it does. And it does. She's right. One word can mean a big difference. Make a lot of difference. So, on this one here, what inspired you to write this one? An angel, no angel of mercy. Go ahead. No, go ahead and tell me about the book. Yeah, this one. Go ahead. Tell me about the book.
No angel of mercy. I have a heart for women who has been abused, either emotionally, physically, or sexually. This book will bring about an understanding of exactly what sexual abuse is, what it's like, how it affects the victim, what drives the man that commits the act of rape. It also will show you that no matter what you endure, as long as you hold on to your faith and you cling to Christ, look to Him in your moments of trial, He will help you through.
So this book is just what you just said. So if any of you have ever been abused, and we all know that there's all forms of abuse, just like what Sherry was saying. I just want to say this, there's help out there. There's organizations that can help you. Do not be a victim. You got something there, Melissa? Okay, do not be a victim. You know, it can end. It can end if you are a victim now. So, wow, this new book is. Wow. I'm speechless. And I'm the one that's never speechless. So, let's go further into this. Let's dig a little deeper about this. Okay, not there. Let's just go about the book. Okay, thank you. So now let's go about, let's see how it starts out.
It is fictional, but fiction is a good way to draw people in so that they are being entertained while they learn about such a horrible thing. This starts out with actually a bank robbery.
A bank robbery?
Which really isn't a bank robbery, because Sarah Graham faces an evil that had promised that he would come back. And as she's standing there facing him, she has to just swallow down everything in her memory about what happened and stand strong, because she is face to face with Adrian Cleary, who is a serial rapist and murderer that had
And
left her as
she's facing him right there at the beginning
right.
of the book.
And
Wow.
she was the only victim he left alive.
The only one he left alive. I got cold chills. I'm not kidding. My hairs are standing up on my arms right now in the back of my neck from what you just had, how this book has started out.
But her husband is bank president, and he is in the bank.
He's in the bank, but he's dead because he only left her alive, right? Or is he the wrong? I'm so confused now. Or maybe we shouldn't say no more. Okay.
Is the serial rapist murderer.
Okay.
Her husband is the bank president.
Oh, the
But
bank
he is
president.
in the bank during this supposed robbery, but he's not interested in the money. He's there
For her.
Sarah.
How sad. Oh, goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, this book here, from the very beginning so far, this is going to be one that is going to touch the hearts of many. And it's sad to know that an act like that would even happen. But to know that he wasn't really there for the one thing, but he was there for her. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward
Okay.
to about the midway of this book.
Her husband had taken her and her daughter on the run. He had retired from the FBI, where he used to do, the word left my mind, but where he used to take people into hiding.
Okay, okay.
Witness protection.
Okay.
He used to do the witness protection, so he knew what he was doing. And he took them into hiding to get them away from Adrian Cleary, because he figured that was their only hope of managing to ever live a life that was not fear.
So, okay, so now he's in hiding, and we're about midway through the book. He's in hiding. And that's the only way that he knows that he can stay safe is by hiding, correct?
The key.
I hit about everybody.
Yeah, keeps Sarah and her daughter Daisy safe.
Okay, so, man, I hate to just leave us right here at that part, but let's go ahead and move closer now to the end of it. And without giving the details of how it ends, because it sounds like a suspense thriller with a...
They're both suspense thrillers.
That's what, yeah. And, well, this one here would be in your newest one. We haven't talked that much about the newest one. And so let's go closer to where, kind of bring us toward the end, but don't give out too much, so where the reader can enjoy the book.
At the end, you will find twists that you do not expect.
Twist.
And you will find out exactly how evil Adrian is, even more evil than you expect.
More
Then it comes to a boiling point, and you're going to have to wonder at one of the main characters if they're going to remain true or if they're going to turn traitor.
Oh, wow.
Then you will go into an explosive ending.
Explosive. I'm intrigued. I cannot wait to read this. I cannot. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of anger toward the people, the person that's in it. Anger. But I know that, and I'm hoping that as I go all the way through the book, I hope that at the end you bring us back. She has that look on her face, and I know that look before. She's going to keep us hanging. I just know you are. But anyway, Sherry, that's today. This is what this has been about: is introducing all of you to Sherry McGregor, novelist Sherry McGregor. And Sherry and I have been friends now for probably 3 years, somewhere around there, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah, somewhere. That's how we met. And but the rapport that we have, it's as if we're, because she said, you know, you remind me of, maybe you're my brother. So anyway, it's been great. I mean, the hope from the very beginning of meeting Sherry, and Sherry's helped me a lot in what I'm doing also. I've got my hands in so many different projects, but Sherry is one awesome lady. If you get a chance, now, are your books also, they're on, are they on Amazon?
They are on Amazon and CreateSpace.
CreateSpace, Amazon and CreateSpace.
This one is on Kindle.
Now let me have that one.
And
this one here is The Dawn of a New Enemy, and you say it's on Kindle already. The Dawn of a New Enemy, a new dawn, an old enemy, let me get that right, is on Kindle, Amazon, and CreateSpace.
They're also available here in town at the Cat's Tail.
The Cat's Tail, that's downtown, right downtown on Main Street, brand new bookstore. Huh?
Joshua Tree.
And Joshua Tree, just up from it. And Joshua Tree is at least, Rhonda and I went to school together. So, and she's the owner of Joshua Tree. So, she is a true, like I say, Christian lady too. Her and her husband both, they're good Christian people. And so is Sherry. And Sherry's books are suspense, Christian
suspense thrillers.
That's it. Christian suspense thrillers. So you say they're at Joshua Tree, and ladies, Joshua Tree, I'm gonna do a little punch for them because I know Rhonda, that she carries a line of clothing that my mom just dies for. So I tell you, my mom and my sister. So if you get there, go shop there too.
And don't forget, they're at Fagan's as well.
Where at Fagan's?
Fagan's Furniture.
And Fagan's Furniture in Fredonia. Let me have your other book, please. Thank you. And it's she said they're at Fagan's in Fredonia, and Fredonia's what, 13 miles from here. So her books are getting out, and like I say, these videos that we're taking today, this will be also aired on Facebook. It'll go through Twitter. It'll go through LinkedIn. It'll go through YouTube. So we're going to have this right here. This whole talk that we've done today will be on all those outlets too. And on those, you'll have where you can go to your website. Now, can they purchase the books through your website?
It will have a contact number where they can contact me and a P.O. box where they can contact me.
And these are the books right here. And so you'll have You'll have contact information for them.
Correct.
And so like I say, if you get a chance, you've got to read these books. Go out, purchase these books, help Sherry, because you got a third book that's getting ready to come out too, don't you? You're working on it, right?
Yes, I've already went through the highlights. I'm going through the ending, and then I'll have to go through the proofreading, then getting a actual proofreader to go over it, then getting the fronts designed, because that will take me a little while to design the fronts and then to lay it out into a book, and then, because you have a manuscript and then you lay it out into a book.
So here, this is the blown up of her books, and the first one she came out with, and now this other one. But like I say, please, all of you, if you see Sherry, congratulate her. Congratulations, Sherry. I'm just so impressed, and I'm so proud of you. I am. You, there's no telling how many people you will inspire by this. I'm one of them. I mean, you've inspired me. And like I say, there's so many of you out there right now that probably have a talent. You know, we're all sent here. God sends us here with either an art, a talent, or what's the other art, a talent, and I'm blank. But anyway, we're sent here with these things, an art, a talent, and a
He always
craft.
gives somebody a gift.
Yeah, a gift.
Everybody has a gift of some sort.
Sometimes you just have to step back and take a moment to see what your gift is. But whatever you try to help one another, you know, our time here on earth is short. And we can make it either way, good or bad, but try to plant the seeds that'll be positive, which will grow into other people. Sherry, thank you again. I looked forward to this day, and I'm going to give a punch for George Coon Library. They let us be here today. Thank you, George Coon Library. Thank you. But everybody give Sherry a big hand. And please pray for my friend Lynn Jones. She's usually the one that introduces all of us here on the Billy Carrington Show, and she suffers from MS. And she was my first one I done on the Billy Carrington Show, introduced, and she told her story. And she's real shy, but super great lady. So put her in your prayers, and for all of you that are out there suffering from MS, you know, don't give up. There's hope. That's what Lynn would say. But again, Sherry, I thank you. Thank you so much for appearing on the Billy Carrington Show. This has been awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait for it to air. But it's been good. I've enjoyed it. Thank you again.
Thank you.
God bless you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap. Thank you, Sherry. All right.